So a lot has happened since my last video. Ardev, our enemy, managed to find our base. Not that it matters, it was already griefed. Anyway, since the meeting had finished, and a time for war had been set, we now knew that time was of the essence. Runky was able to kill Black Roses, one of Ardev's main builders and closest associates. This rattled them even more, and from the previous attack on their base, their morale was low. However, not everything was going to plan. Runky was challenged to a 1v1 and lost, meaning we now had to try and get a new set of gear. However, this time Ardev's followers were looking for any base we could create. However, this was just something we had to deal with because we really needed as many people with gear to be able to fight in that war. And so, even with the knowledge that our base could get griefed, we set out to a snowbiome village. We then began to get villagers, not breeding, but just using the ones that were already at the village, because we knew that this could get griefed at any time, so it was as minimal as possible. However, we came to the bad conclusion within a day of the base's creation. We weren't going to be ready. We knew that we couldn't delay the fight. Me, the Empire, and the Revolution had spent literal days of our time on the server grinding to the point where it was painful. Neither side wanted the war to continue past the set day, and so, with the sad conclusion, we accepted our fate. One of the key teammates was practically gearless, team morale was getting lower, and Ardev's group was only getting stronger. We were going to lose. That was until something happened that changed everything. Well, it was actually more than one thing. Kania, practically Ardev's best PvPer, DM'd me, telling me his desire to leave the Resistance. However, due to internet issues, he was unable to be a spy from the inside. But we didn't care, as two players called Nathan and Orc also agreed to ally with us. Nathan knew one of our players, Jake Gaming, in real life, and I'd helped them on a previous occasion in the Nether. However, they were also with, quote-unquote, Ardev, and had been invited to a Resistance ally Discord, where Ardev told them about his plans. It also gave us insight into the actual position the Resistance was in. You see, all our information from the Resistance came from Ardev himself, meaning that we couldn't get an actual understanding of what it was like. However, with Nathan and Orc in his Discord, we could actually get an idea of what it was like, and to put it simply, the Resistance was nowhere near as powerful as Ardev bragged. And knowing that was a very good morale booster. We once again had the confidence that we could win. And the final thing that changed everything was an intervention by a group called GG's on Top, run by a player named Max. He agreed to give us a set of gear along with pots and totems. Now while I already had those, some of the group didn't, so this was a very welcome surprise. And the gear that we got meant that Runky could actually get his gear back, so then he could be able to fight in the war. So yeah, the last couple days were arguably the most important of the entire war, well at least for us. Now, me and Ardev both agreed on a meeting place for the war to happen, and for the last day agreed to a truce until the fighting began. We all made our way over to an island about 200 blocks away, and yes, we accidentally set the place of the war in the middle of an ocean. Look, we didn't have a way to tell. Alright, I only got the world download for this world when it actually ended, you know, because that's kind of how the thing works, you couldn't really use it. So we had no way to tell, alright, and we didn't want to go over there because otherwise the other team would kill each other. But anyway, Nathan and Orc were still in Ardev's Discord, meaning that they could still access their VCs and see what they were doing. And so on the day of war, Nathan headed over to us. However, we planned for Orc to stay there until the ceasefire was over. He would then splash the team with harming potions, would then die and respawn back at the island we were already at. And so the plan made, the fight began. Also, my recording messed up and the microphone wouldn't pick up in the audio, so you can only hear the rest of the team. But anyway, enjoy the fight.
I'm on Ardev if someone wants to help me.
No, here comes Nightgav, who hasn't been online in ages.
Right, Orc, come on, Orc, don't...
They have those arrows as well.
Yeah, I know.
I found another.
Bro, Ardev really wants me dead right now. Oh, Ardev must play low. He's pearly.
Bottom lock, bottom lock, bottom lock. Guys, I'm
Should
gonna escape and gap real quick.
Guys, we need to get to the nether. We need to get the nether battle because we literally have the biggest advantage ever. We have so many beds.
Had him logged again, dude. I almost had him. That's so annoying.
Ardev
logged.
So as you may have seen, they began to combat lock, but it didn't matter. We left one person minimum at every person's logout location after the first couple of attempts, and then made sure to not let them escape. And you may have also noticed that due to the combat locking, I still haven't been able to kill anyone. But this all changed the moment Autumn Acorn joined the game. You see, Autumn had been given the opportunity to leave the Resistance and be offered protection in the case of any threats made by Ardev. Autumn refused. It was now time for revenge. If Autumn didn't think we could provide more protection than Ardev, it was time to test that theory.
I have an infinity bow, so I have the best clothing.
Where's Autumn?
I don't care if I get hit. That only did 2 bucks.
Yeah!
Yes!
And with all that said and done, the war was over. All of their players other than Rob were dead. And it turns out Rob was also a part of a group we allied with. However, he was unaware that we were actually in said alliance, but it didn't matter, the war was over, so it doesn't really mean anything. The revolution was well and truly over though. I'd have said he was going to retire from the server for a bit, and to be honest, I did too. Well, mainly just to edit this video that you're watching right now. However, after the war, Autumn actually told me he was going to leave Ardev. You see, a week or so before the war, Ardev faked being me and asked his members to join us. Autumn was going to accept, until Ardev revealed himself just before Autumn could accept. I told this to Ardev along with the fact that Kania was going to leave, and he genuinely couldn't believe it. But with all that said and done, remember we are just a group of friends playing a game made of cubes. Don't start hating anyone mentioned in this video. Obviously go and check out the people I mentioned, and their links will be in the description or something. I'm sure I'll see you around. Subscribe.